Want to stop sucking at writing female characters? Here's a secret. You write them like a person. Seriously, that's really all there is to it. But let's unpack and go into it a little deeper. Okay. A lot of writers, particularly male writers, when they start trying to write a female character, they make the mistake of trying to write them as symbols, as a role, as a trope, not a person. And this actually goes both ways. All of this applies to male characters as well. It's just that a lot of people make these mistakes the most with female characters. You know, they want to make them the love interest. They want to make them the strong female character, the the girl that's in the group, or the one that's got loads of trauma. The problem is that a lot of times, especially for male writers that are just getting started in particular, there is a big problem with when you say female character, your brain starts filling in kind of this archetype, a template, rather than trying to create a person. But what does it actually mean to say write a person? I mean that everybody has their own personal goals, fears, they have things that they're competent in, and flaws. They have history that shaped them. They have a story all of their own. And they have their own agency. They have the ability to make choices. That is what makes a person. So, when you're going to make a female character, you need to put all the same things into it that you would a male character. You need to ask all the same questions. What do they want? What are they afraid of? What are they good at? What are they terrible at? How do they handle pressure? What kind of mistakes do they often make? And what relationships matter to them the most? Okay? While obviously gender does shape one's experiences of the world, it does not define who you are. It should not define who you are, or who a character is. Okay? Gender is not a character class, to borrow from games. It is simply an attribute. One attribute of what should be many. Okay? So here are some practical steps you can take. Start with the person, then worry about how gender factors into it later. It might not factor in hardly at all. It depends on the story. Okay? But some ways it could impact things is social expectations, the opportunities they have, cultural pressures, and their own personal perceptions of themselves and other people. But again, these are all things that come later. Start with a person. Okay? Especially in romantic stories, you do not want to create a female romantic interest that is just there to be a romantic interest, that completely lacks any kind of depth. Give the female characters, even if they're side characters, give them their own arc. They should not just be there as an accessory or in orbit around a male character. Okay? Let the female character's decisions affect the plot of the story, even if she is not the main character. Okay? She should be capable of failing, succeeding, and of changing. Okay? Don't be afraid of flaws. And they don't need to be cute flaws. It's okay for a female character to just be wrong. It's okay for a female character to face consequences. Okay? Don't define characters, any character, but especially female characters, if you want them to be good, by aesthetic. It can play a part because aesthetics are part of personality and how they display that personality, but the personality in its entirety needs to be there, and it needs to be more of the focus. Okay? Don't define by hair color, body type, outfit, or how attractive they are. Those can all be part of the character, but they are secondary, even tertiary aspects. They are simply flavor for the character. Define the character by her personality, her worldview, and her values, and the conflict that she finds herself in, like you would any other character. So, how would you do this in practice? Let's say that you have a character that your only real description of her to start with is she's hot, tough, hates other women, and likes to fight with knives. Okay? There's not a lot there, is there? It's very stereotypical. It's flat, boring, bad. How do you spice that up? Well, you can say that she's attractive, but doesn't accentuate it. She doesn't really call attention to it. She's a paramedic. She lost a patient en route and still has nightmares about that because the patient could have survived. She tends to overcompensate with dark humor, gallows humor. She's softer around kids and people that she perceives as being innocent, but she doesn't like authority figures. And she does carry a knife and knows how to fight with it because she got attacked during a call once. Still not the most robust character, but it's better. It's a more human character. She has background. She has a job and skills. Clearly, she has some flaws that she needs to deal with. And, again, if this was a romantic story, it's going to be a situation where there's going to be some difficulty breaking through that shell. But you don't want to define the character by any one of those things, or even just a general outline. You start there and then build out and make her as much of a complete person as you can. Okay, here's some bonus tips. Not like other girls means nothing. Don't use it. Okay? Don't write in extremes. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. There's nobody who is just super duper strong and that's it, or just helplessly fragile and that's it. Okay? Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Give characters of both kinds, male and female, but again, we're talking about female characters being written badly here. Give them meaningful friendships and rivalries. Let her have agency. Let her have an active role, not just reactionary. Let her be messy. There's no such thing as a perfect person. Okay? Flaws make people more real. Characters more real. Okay. So, little recap. If you're going to write a female character, write her as a person. Not a trope, not a stereotype. Not as symbols, not as a message, not as a plot device, not just to be there to look hot, as a human being. So in the description, I have other resources you might want to check out, and in the comments, I'd like you to tell me if there's anything else you'd like me to cover along these lines, and what's a female character that you love from fiction, and why do you think that it's a very well-written female character? That's what I'd like you to put down in the comments for me. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.